Today we've got a speaker on the book trust. We've got actually Lisa Franko is going to talk to us about that. When I originally connected with Lisa, I thought she was going to be doing this live, but there's a reason she's not doing it live, and she's going to explain that to us, right? Because the book trust started in Colorado, but it's a little different today. So, Lisa, you want to share your screen? Carl, do we have to do anything there to share the screen with her? Or share
Yep,
her
go ahead and
PowerPoint?
unmute and share your screen, Lisa.
Yep, I'm doing that now. Well, good afternoon, everyone. Thank you so much for having me today. I actually send Rotarian good tidings from Northwest Indiana, as my husband is the current president of the Valparaiso chapter of Rotary here. So, good afternoon. Is the screen up?
It is.
It's up and running?
Yep.
Okay, great. Thank you so much again for having me, everyone. And I am really excited to share a little bit about Book Trust. Some of you may already know about the program that was started in Northern Colorado. Our roots run deep in Northern Colorado, and we are so grateful for the opportunity that we are able to serve the schools in Northern Colorado, and as our program has expanded beyond across the country. But we don't forget where our roots started and where we come from. So thank you all for having me this afternoon, and I hope a little bit along the way, if you know about Book Trust, that you may learn something a little bit new. And if you haven't heard about Book Trust, I hope this will really inspire you to envision the world that we want to be able to have children be able to have access and choice of books to advocate for a lifelong love of learning and reading. So thank you again for having me. Got about a 30-minute program here. I will try to keep it tight and short, as well as very informative, and also want to have an opportunity for any questions that might come up. And we are going to have a little bit of interactive here in this presentation today. Again, my name is Lisa Franko, and I am the Director of Development here at Book Trust. I have been with the program and the organization now for a year. I have been to Northern Colorado, gosh, I think 6 times now this past year, and I cannot thank the people of Northern Colorado for the warm welcome in all the areas that I've been able to visit between Fort Collins and Greeley and Windsor, Loveland. It's just been so wonderful to get to know the community and meet the people that are supporting our efforts and the work that we're doing. My husband and my husband is the CEO of a local nonprofit here in Valparaiso, Indiana. And between the two of us, we have 5 children. We have a big blended, beautiful family. We only have one left in the house. The others have kind of flown the nest and are starting their adult lives, and we could not be more proud of them. We live only about 5-10 minutes from the coast of Lake Michigan, so we really enjoy summertime in this part of the country. So Book Trust, our mission is to provide all children equitable access to books of choice in order to promote reading motivation and engagement. And our vision is that every child will discover the joy and power of reading to cultivate that lifelong love of learning. So today I'm really excited to share with you how we do that, how we do the work here in Northern Colorado and beyond. Reading helps children make sense of the world. Their early immersion in a culture of literacy enhances the lifelong joy and power of reading. And that's when our founders started Book Trust. That is what the organization is based on, that children can have access to books of choice, and they have the ability to build their own personal libraries. So many times in elementary school and beyond, there's so many opportunities where children are told, you have to read this story, and I want a book report on this specific story. We want you to read this chapter in your science book and expect to this. This opportunity for children to have choice of books, again, to choose what they want to read, to possibly learn about something new or different, is where our vision and our mission lies. So how are we doing it? We partner with Scholastic. Does everybody remember the book orders that you may have gotten in elementary school that I can still smell the paper, it's that newspapery. So Scholastic partners, we partner with Scholastic to ensure that we can allow kids in Title I schools, not only in Northern Colorado, but across the country, to ensure that they have an opportunity to choose books 6 months out of the school year and help build their own personal libraries. And those personal libraries grow as they continue to grow throughout the year. They're not only growing in their home, but they are growing with other siblings, with other people within the home, including we've had some really great stories of families that are sharing books with other family members that are learning to speak English. And it has just been such a successful story to hear these kids and parents share, thank you for bringing these books home. We've been able to really fast track our English speaking skills. And it's just been a really incredible opportunity for us to hear how these personal libraries are helping in other ways within the family unit. So I'm going to kind of open it up to the floor right now. So what is one of your favorite books from childhood and how did that make you feel? And I'll kick it off. So growing up in the 4th or 5th grade, I grew up in a small farming town. And, you know, and during library days, we still had to sign our name to the paper cardboard checkout ticket. And my library, still to this day, Miss Ailes, would always hold the babysitter club's super duper. They only came out 4 times a year or 2 times a year. And it was all of the characters in one book, in one story. And she was always so grateful to know that I would want that book and she would hold it for me so I could sign my name first to the checkout ticket. And I would finish it in a day. I could not get my nose out of it because I loved it so much. And I just remember always the great stories. So does anybody have anything they'd like to share about how a book maybe how made you feel during elementary?
Sure. When I was about 4 or 5 years old, my mother would read me one chapter of a book. I don't know where she got it. Split Ear, the Battling Coyote.
Oh.
And it didn't make any difference. When she was done with the chapter, she was done. I could beg, scream, cry, kick my feet. I was getting one chapter a night. Well, after, I don't know, there was probably 20 or 30 chapters in this book. And it was aimed at children.
That's amazing.
And I would try to cheat during the day because she'd be busy dusting or doing something, washing, and I'd find the book and I'd pick it up and I'd go, I don't understand any of this. I couldn't read a word. I mean, I didn't even know letters. Okay, but that instilled in me the joy of reading, starting when I was about 12, maybe. To this day, I read about a book a week.
That's amazing.
A wide variety of subjects, but I thank it all to my mother.
Amazing. Thank you so much for sharing. Anybody else want to share a story?
For me, it was about my mom was a piano teacher, and so every day after school, she would be teaching kids, and she left us to our own devices between 3 o'clock and 6 o'clock. So I got very deep into reading every science fiction book I could possibly find, and did that for probably 7, 8 years.
That's amazing. Thank you for sharing.
I honestly don't remember early grade school, but once I started reading chapter books, Nancy Drew books were my favorite. And I always looked up to her as a role model of somebody who didn't let no get in her way. She just kept going forward.
I love it. Thank you so much for sharing. Thank you. So again, it's those feelings that we can still remember, that is what we are wanting to instill into the kids that we're serving in the schools that we have Book Trust in. So our expertise. So a little bit about our organization current to date. So we are 14 passionate nonprofit professional educators and literacy advocates. And as it was shared earlier, and as I've already shared, yes, I'm in Valparaiso, Indiana. And during COVID, Book Trust, as the world changed, we had to really recalibrate how we worked. And as we were continuing to grow outside of Northern Colorado and Colorado as a whole, the organization decided to become fully remote. So we are a fully remote organization, and we have 14, again, passionate nonprofit leaders and experts on our team in every time zone, including Hawaii. So we are really working to expand our reach and our growth across the country as we work to allow other schools to become Book Trust partners as well. We are the largest and longest standing sponsored Scholastic Book Club partner. So again, that is who we partner with in order for the kids to build their own personal libraries. And our team has over 20 years of book acquisition and distribution expertise. So we are really working to ensure that we have the best of the best on our team as we continue to grow. As we're working in the schools across Northern Colorado and beyond, book access still remains a challenge. We actually have an outside service called West Ed that actually does some surveying for us throughout the year with the schools that we're serving across the country. So we want to be able to ensure that we can have actual data to back up our findings when it comes to books in the school, the teachers' needs and access, building the school library. So we are working with the teachers and book trust managers in the schools as well, and constantly working with them and having conversations to ensure that our program is still benefiting the kids in the classroom. We are here to support the teachers. We don't want to add something to the plate of our educators. How can we make this process easier as we provide books to kids? Again, access to books and choice of books to kids. So again, West Ed comes in to do our study work throughout the school year, and we should have our new findings as the school year is winding up. We should have our new findings and our new West Ed study by the end of June to actually be able to share out on our website. So again, our conversations with our teachers, they're reporting that we can improve student access. Students will benefit from building their own personal home libraries. And when teachers need access to larger school libraries, we're having those conversations. And again, building those robust classroom libraries as well through the partnership that we have with Scholastic. Oh, now it's not moving forward. Oh, there we go. So our program, students curate personal libraries, teachers have the tools to create reading experiences, and schools foster that culture of literacy. So again, you've heard me say this a lot. Our 4 pillars: access, choice, celebrate. We want to celebrate those books, and ownership, taking those books home, being able to own them. So let's talk a little bit about celebration. So throughout the year, and we will be having them again as the school year kicks off in Northern Colorado. We actually were able to hold 4 different book celebrations at 4 different elementary schools in Northern Colorado, and I was so fortunate to attend 2 of them this past year. And these kids are so excited when their books come in. This is an opportunity for these kids to get their books. And I had one child in this kindergarten class that just kept asking me, "Miss Lisa, can I write my name in this? Lisa, I don't think I can write my name in this. Miss Lisa, are you sure I can write my name in this? Is this my book? Do I have to give this back to the teacher? Do I have to turn this back into?" This is your book. You can write your name in your book, and you can take your book home. And it was just a moment in time that allowed me to really live our mission and vision of these kids being excited, and we're there to celebrate the opportunity of their book ownership that they got to choose to be able to take home and share with their families and beyond. So Book Trust in Action. We have 6 book orders per year. So we have windows in September, October, and November, and then February, March, and April. So we try to, again, we are here to help and support the teachers. We understand kicking off in school. I mean, sometimes schools are even starting in July these days, but we're giving them that August month to get acclimated with their new students. We're going to take off that middle of the year, that November and December, that is so heavy, busy for our teachers with all the extra things that potential holidays bring on. And then also give them that end of the year where calendars just get real busy in May. So we have decided that six ordering windows a year is a really great opportunity for kids to get books. And also we've gotten the feedback from the teachers that those 6 order windows work really well for their classroom. So what do students get? They get up to $12 a month to choose as many books as they want through a Scholastic book order flyer that comes home. Now, some of you might remember the Scholastic book order flyers might be a little overwhelming. It might be a lot. So we actually are able to go in and pare things down for some of the younger classes, your pre-K, kindergarten, first and second. We pare down some of the book orders with opportunities so kids can better understand, so they're not having to sit there and do a whole lot of math, although it also becomes kind of a little bit of a math lesson as well. We want to enable that we are empowering the kids to pick books that they can stay within their $12 stipend that they get out of those 6 months a year. And again, that can be up to 13 books. So we've seen kids go home with 2 or 3 books at least in every book ordering window that is available to them. So our Scholastic Partnership, schools enroll. We have our students receive their book stipend. Students shop a curated book catalog. Classrooms celebrate the books when they come in every month. Classroom reading activities, and students own the books. So that's our mission. Our program, and again, access. Being able to have access to books is something a lot of the students that we are serving in the schools and areas that we're serving would not otherwise have. And so we want to ensure that we can continue to create champions to support our mission so kids can have access to books. Choice. Again, once they get that Scholastic order, they have an opportunity to choose what they want to read. It may be somebody, maybe a dancer in the classroom wants to read about a sport, or maybe there is somebody that would want to read about, more science fiction because they're not really sure. This is an opportunity for kids to, again, choose what they want to read. And sometimes it is just your all around Pokemon and Dogman and all the latest and greatest titles. Harry Potter is even a big one still. So a lot of those, sometimes kids may not have access to be able to obtain those types of titles. So it's really exciting to be able to allow the kid to continue to choose. And ownership. They get to take that book home. It's theirs. They can put their name in it. They can share it with their other siblings or aunts, uncles, grandma, grandpas, whatever, whoever. They can share with everybody in their family and share it and beyond. And again, we're celebrating. We want to come in and we want to empower opportunities for groups to get together to celebrate. And if this is something that might inspire you, I would love to have the opportunity. Maybe we get a Rotarian club together to go into a classroom next school year, and you can see firsthand and help celebrate the kids and the books that they are able to receive through the Book Trust program. So again, like I said, we are a fully remote organization now, and we are serving across the country. So we had 24% program growth this past year, and you can see the areas that we're serving, and we're going to continue to serve that and beyond as we continue to grow. But we never forget where our roots started, because they started right there in Northern Colorado. So 700,000 books chosen, almost 60,000 kids we've served, almost 2,800 teachers engaged, and 194 schools total across the country. 17 states. And I do, real quick, the Foothills Rotary has been so amazing in supporting, especially in the Poudre School District. And in Poudre School District, I want to definitely kind of give a little shout out. We served 7 Pooter schools this past school year. That was over 2,600 students, and we distributed over 28,000 books in Pooter alone. And that's just in Pooter. That's not including, you know, all of the schools that we're serving in Northern Colorado, which were 23 schools altogether across Northern Colorado. So thank you for being such champions for the work that we're doing. So shaping our vision, I'm going to go through these quickly, guys. So as you can see some of the numbers, as you can see, we're continuing to grow. Every year we are seeing substantial growth in our program and the work that we're doing, and we can't do it alone. So we absorbed a lot of change in a short amount of time, and we're working to balance out our services growth and stability. We're working to grow partnerships, increase our sustainability and our funding, maximize our capacity, and definitely expand our visibility across the country. So we are working to shape our long-term vision. So our 3 to 5 year strategic plan, we're going to make data-informed decisions. We're going to increase relevance as a leading voice in the field, and we want to uniquely meet the needs of our students, teachers, families, and communities. So it costs roughly $100 per student per year to be a part of the Book Trust family. So again, you can kind of see a little model here of where our funding is going. So we have 6% at our administrative, we're 17% is fundraising, and 77% is going straight to the program. So again, thank you so much for the opportunity to share a little more about Book Trust. I love to be able to connect with you all. We are on Instagram, we are on Facebook, we are on LinkedIn. If you are passionate about early learning literacy, passionate about giving opportunities for kids to have books of choice and build their own personal libraries, please reach out to us. Please follow us on the socials. We will be having, let's add another fall event. We will be having our annual Books on Tap event. It will be year 11 in Northern Colorado. We have set a date of October 24th, but we are finalizing a venue at this time. So a great way to come out and support early learning literacy and Book Trust and celebrate our 11th year of Books on Tap in Northern Colorado. And I know we're kind of at time, but is there any burning questions right off the top of mind that anybody may have? And if I don't have the answer, I promise I will get you that answer.
Yeah, just a sec.
Do you have any synergy with the Dolly Parton Library?
So this is amazing. So this is where we really know. But this is amazing because, you know, with the Imagination Library with Dolly Parton, which is an amazing organization that's doing great things, she will send the books up until 5 years old. So guess who picks that up after the kids start school? Book Trust. So when the kids start school at 5 years old, when their books are ending with Dolly Parton's Imagination Library, that's where we're going to pick up to ensure that we can continue to get books in the hands of these kids through elementary school.
I have a question in terms of what are your sources of funding? And for those places where you're not operating, what are their reasons for not having the Book Trust in their state or community?
Sure. But so a lot of our fundings, we have lots of family foundations, lots of corporations in the different areas. We serve the entire school district of Philadelphia, and we actually have partnered with the school district of Philadelphia. They actually help pay part of the program fees in order to have the program in their schools in the school district of Philadelphia, because all of the schools there are Title I schools. And we work with some large funders partners that see us working so well with some of the districts that we're serving. And for us, as we're working to strategically plan what's going to be our next steps, because we have had a lot of influx, just wanting people wanting to know more about the Book Trust program and how they can be a part of it. And for us, it is that funding gap for us. And so we want to be able to strategically plan where we can grow continually and sustain our fundraising efforts to ensure that we can get books in hands of these kids. So there's a lot of one-offs. But is it going to be viable for us to be able to do, let's say, one county and a brand new state where we still have so much work that we could do in Northern Colorado? There's still so much work we could do in Colorado Springs. There's so much more work we could do in Denver. So areas that we are currently serving, that is where we are looking to strategically grow and continue to partner because we have roots there.
If you doing this in a Title I school, every student participates or only those who don't have the means?
Every student. So sometimes it's pre-K through 5th and sometimes it's K through 5. Every student, the entire elementary school has an opportunity to be a part of the program.
It's nice that the kids own the books, but what happens the next year, and do they recycle the books, or can they trade with another student, or are the books?
Oh, absolutely. Yes, absolutely. So a lot of them have younger siblings, and as they are starting to outgrow books, we've even seen some students come back to their teachers and actually give their books back to the classroom, which I thought was such a heartwarming story that a teacher shared with us because they've just outgrown the books and they didn't want them to go to waste. So absolutely. So again, another conversation that we're continuing to have with our educators and our book trust managers within the schools.
Yeah, any more questions? That's wonderful. Thank you so much for your update, Lisa.
Yes, thank you so much for having me. Thank you so much for your continued support. We cannot do the work alone. I'd love to connect with any of you. Feel free to get my email. I'd love to share more, and I definitely will be sharing more about Books on Tap coming up in October. And I really hope I have an opportunity to meet you all in person this next school year, because I'm learning the back roads of Northern Colorado. So when you were talking about roads being shut down and road construction, I have experienced it firsthand many a times last year. So, and thank you for just welcoming me into the community. It's been a really great learning experience, and just really appreciate the heart that you all have for your community. So thank you so much.
Thank you. And yeah, so so for every speaker that we have, Lisa, we tell them that we do a donation in their name to Book Trust at the end of the year. And so we will be donating in honor of you to
Well, thank you. Thank you so much.
Yeah, it's one of the major things that we do. We love supporting this group every year. So thank you.
Thank you.